This is the knife we're trying to make. So we drew it out, put it on the metal, 1095. We've made our scales. I'll try to link that video in another one. Let's say, I'll try to link that video above, below. And now we're gonna finish cutting this out. Get our shape out. Then we can keep going from there. So we've got it all cut out. I just put some blue Dykem on there. Let that dry for a second, and then we'll scratch in our lines so that we can drill our holes, line up our handle, and then we're gonna put, maybe you can still see it, we're gonna put a little slot there at the end, like a lanyard if you want. So we're gonna scribe that in as well. So I've drilled the holes. Oh, you can't even see that. I've drilled the holes on this side and through there. Now I'll show you what I do. I use this painter's tape, but you just cover it with the painter's tape. Then you do the same thing on your scales. There we go. Now we put glue on it. We'll hold it together and then we drill. And this is what keeps it all nice and straight. That's great. So we got it shaped up, holes drilled on all of these, drilled that out. That's roughly what it's going to look like. We're going to sand it up to fix that so it looks better, and we'll put the bevels on. And I put some Dykem here. What we're going to do is file in a pattern along here. So we're going to measure it out, scribe it, and then we're going to use some files and put a pattern in here so that when we glue it, we'll have some design to it. But here we go. So when doing detailed work, sometimes I get carried away and I forget to record the rest of it. But it's just filing back and forth. The blade is ready for heat treat. We've sanded it, we've put the bevel, we've filed the tang. A lot of that's kind of boring, so I didn't show you. Now we're going to prep it for the heat treat, and we're going to add some clay to add a Hamon. So we're going to do a little fun facts. I'm going to use Wikipedia. I'll throw these facts in throughout the video, I guess, and let me know if you enjoy this. But a Hamon literally means blade pattern in Japanese. It's the visual effect created on the blade by the hardening process. So I'm adding clay, and then we're going to harden it. The difference in hardness of the blade results from the clay being applied on the blade prior to the cooling process, the quenching. Less or no clay allows the edge to cool faster, making it harder and more brittle, while clay allows the center or the spine to cool slower, thus retaining its resilience. So now we're going to go clean it up and temper it. So we've sanded it to 1200 grit, and now we're going to etch it. You can kind of see the Hamon there. It's not super dark, but it is there. There we go. That's lighting's a little better. That lighting's a little better. But we're going to clean it off with some acetone. Then we're going to put it in our ferric chloride. There's all the sandpaper. But here we go. A traditional Hamon doesn't use an acid etch, but it helps bring out the colors, the line, and I kind of like it. You can see it right there. So we put it in the acid, then we put it in our base solution to stop the etch, and then we're going to polish it. And that should give us the look that we're going for. I've already done a little bit of the polishing, but I'm just using a metal polish, these shop towels, and you just rub in the polish, and it pulls off all the carbon from the etching, cleans it up, and gives it a nice shine. There we go. It's all polished up. Because of the light, it's hard to see it. Because right when the light reflects is when you see, oh, there we go. That's pretty good. So it's pretty distinct, easy to tell. We got it all polished up. So we're gonna wrap it up. Then we're gonna glue these lovely handles on so we can polish those too. When I've done some foul work on the spine, I like to have a lot of extra epoxy coming into the top there. It is a little bit more to clean up, but you make sure there aren't any gaps. Here's a quick look at the finished blade. Now we're going to test its sharpness. I put an edge on it, then I'll really show you what it looks like. But it should shave. And it does. I know people like the paper test. It cuts paper just fine. So here's the final look. I was having a hard time with the reflection and the lights, so this is the best look we got.